Good afternoon, everyone, or morning, or evening, or night.
It's afternoon here.
It's afternoon here, but it could be evening. Oh no.
Drops to 0%. My heart, my soul.
Okay, so this is another episode of the Marvel Monday podcast. It might be news, it might be theory time, it might be Infinity War review. Chances picked which one we're going to do first. We're recording two today. Our Infinity War review plus news, and then theory time. Or do you want to do Infinity War plus theory time?
We'll do Infinity War plus theory time. That's what we're doing right now.
Okay, that's what we're doing first. This is our Infinity War plus theory time episode.
Alright. We'll start with the review and then we'll tie in the theory time.
Alright. I didn't make any notes or anything. I haven't seen this movie. No, not period. I have seen this movie. I haven't seen it I haven't seen it since opening day. So, for you, that's probably around 3 weeks. It's almost 3 weeks for us. But, thoughts, go.
I don't know. I was mentally and emotionally broken.
Yeah, I was too.
This is a spoiler cast.
Yeah. Spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Thanos snaps, wipes out half the universe. You're welcome. That was a better snap. Yours was better than mine.
Of course it was.
Makes sense. Because you've won the gauntlet. So. Alright. I don't fully know your feelings on this movie. I'm gonna turn off my fan because I remember hearing that and trying to figure out a way how to cut that out, but it wasn't working. So, whatever. But, my thoughts are a little different than most people's, I feel. Because most people walked out of the theater absolutely loving it, or crying, or, liking it a lot. And I liked it a lot, but not as much as a lot of people did. So, is it your favorite MCU movie?
Yes.
Alright, it is not my favorite MCU movie. I don't know. I want to know your thoughts first before I really start to unload, because I feel like yours are going to be a lot more positive than mine.
I want to get your hopes up on that. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Like, a lot. And, but it certainly had its flaws.
I feel that way, too.
I feel like there was a lot of jokes that broke the tension.
Exactly. I felt that was one of my main problems with this movie, is that they try so hard to make it a Marvel movie, if that makes sense. Like, because almost all of the recent Marvel movies we'd have, like, from Guardians all the way up to even Black Panther had a lot of comedy in it, are really comedic. And that's something I liked a lot about Civil War, is that they knew when to be funny and not to be. Because, one scene that really bugged me was when they have, that girl fight with, all the strong female characters with, Black Widow and Okoye and Scarlet Witch against Proxima Midnight. And Scarlet Witch immediately takes Proxima Midnight out of the picture, and Okoye turns, or someone, I think it was Okoye, goes, "Where was she the whole time?" And that really broke the tension of the whole movie.
There was another one where Thor Rocket and Groot finally end up in Wakanda, and Thor looks at Captain America and says, "I see you've copied my beard."
Yeah, that's something too.
And then he says, "Oh, by the way, here's my friend Tree." And then
Oh,
it says the I am Groot.
I am Groot.
He
I am
says
Steve. I am Steve Rogers.
I liked the I am Steve Rogers part, but I feel like the whole talk about the haircut and
Yeah.
the beard wasn't necessary because Thor just automatically changed the subject to Groot after that.
Yeah, that's it. It felt a little forced.
Rushed.
Like some stuff I'm okay with. Like a lot of stuff where it involved the Guardians.
Yeah.
I loved. Like when.
But the thing is, comedy isn't Steve Rogers' thing.
Yep, I agree. Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers isn't funny. He's serious.
He's never been like his entire character.
I mean, Thor's been funny. Thor's thing is to be kind of stupidly funny.
As well as Tony is supposed to be funny, but he's gotten a lot more serious.
I feel like Tony and Thor have kind of switched personalities.
But I feel like it's natural for Tony because all this character development where he's seen not a ton of bad in the first Iron Man, and then it just gradually goes down as he sees more and more horrible things happen. That he gets more serious about stuff and isn't like this 20-something like playboy whatever guy. You know, he's gotten more. You know. Like serious, I guess.
I did enjoy the beef between Doctor Strange and Tony Stark.
I did too. That was, I liked.
Because it's almost like children. Because Doctor Strange is trying to be the more serious one, and Tony's just constantly cracking jokes at Doctor Strange and stuff like that.
Squidward and you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards and stuff.
Yeah, and like I feel like Doctor Strange had a place to be upset with Tony Stark.
Yes.
Or when he said that he wouldn't spare Peter or Tony if it came down to it,
but he ended up.
Yeah.
Because of seeing all those different realities and stuff, and
it was the only way.
Like, we're sounding really negative right now. I just want to get this out of the way. I absolutely loved this movie. I cried. I on several occasions was gonna pee myself.
I did.
I didn't pee myself. I came close to it. Mainly because I didn't have any fluids before, so there was never mind that TMI. But I cried 3 times.
I did too.
During this movie, and then because I saw it in the drive-in, so I got home at about 12, and I looked at YouTube and stuff about this movie before I went to bed. But I cried myself to sleep. I know that sounds really babyish, but
no, it doesn't. It's a teenage thing. If anything, babies don't cry themselves to sleep.
Whatever. Childish, I should say. But I did cry myself to sleep just thinking about it.
Thinking about the end effects of what happened.
Yeah.
How it's going to continue.
But that goes into another problem. Is where there's a lot of this movie that I loved. Up to the point where Thanos arrives in Wakanda. I was loving it. I thought, oh, this is my favorite movie. And then he got to Wakanda. And my whole perspective on this movie really shifted. Because once he got to Wakanda and Scarlet Witch blew up Vision, I didn't cry during that, but I was on the verge of tears. I was she had to give up the one person she really cared for. After her brother and her parents died, I guess Steve a little bit, but he was her boyfriend and stuff, and I really felt for her. And then he just turned back time with Vision, and that was the first time on screen I have ever felt there is no way they're gonna beat this guy. Because if he's got the time stone, he can just reverse anything that happens. Unless he gets his head chopped clean off. And I like I I was lost for words seeing that because I felt like, oh, the movie's at that point I thought the movie's over. He won. And I was like, once he got the mind gem into the gauntlet, I thought he's going to snap. We're going to lose characters. This movie is over. And I thought that's the way they're going to get Tony and the original Avengers out of this, and that's how they're gonna end it. And then all of like Black Panther and Spider-Man and like all these different people like Star-Lord, Drax
that have been in only 3 or 2 movies.
Yes, start dying, and I'm like it kind of ruined the moment for me because
so that's the thing. For that, it didn't ruin it for me because I want to see the progress of the original 6 Avengers for one last time.
Yeah, that me too. But
because I feel like if he would have snapped, and then though the original 6 would have died, then there would be no place to go after that.
That is true.
You'd be lost within your own universe.
But what really bugged me about it is that they killed monumental characters that have given them tons of money and that everyone loves, like people who've been in only a few movies, and with that I know they're gonna come back.
That's the thing that ruined kind of
that's what ruined. I wouldn't say it ruined the entire movie for me, but ruined a lot of like the excitement I had. If they had twisted it around, like I'm fine with a couple of Guardians dying, but killing them all off except Rocket. What I would have liked to see is if they killed off probably Drax, have the same thing with Groot and Rocket, kill off
Dad.
Scarlet Witch, kill off like Falcon, Rhodey, a couple others, maybe kill off Okoye or like M'Baku or something like that, and it would have still had all of this weight to it. But in them killing Black Panther and Spider-Man, I know they're gonna come back alive. Because, like, they can't do anything without him. Even if they did bring those characters back after, I would have felt like maybe they might not come back. Because, like, but my main thing, if they were to do that, is I would like them to keep Star-Lord alive. And the reason being is if Star-Lord's alive, he has to deal with Gamora's death. Because, like, Gamora was really, like, the last person besides, the Guardians, but, the last person that he truly, deeply loved, And, like, something else that annoys me is everyone pounding on Chris Pratt.
You could have equally blamed Thor.
Yep. Because he hit him in the chest.
Because Thor's arrogance is going to be the death of him.
Yep. I agree.
He's so cocky. And he's so arrogant. Because he didn't go for the head just because he wanted to tell Thanos that he got his revenge.
Yeah. If he had hit him in the head, they would have been able to pull the gauntlet off easily. And that would have been it.
And while we're on the topic of knowing some of the characters are going to come back, that's the thing, that you know that they're going to come back, but you don't know how, and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to come back, like, entirely.
Because they could bring back all of them. They could bring back Black Panther.
They could bring back all of them, and then some of them die again.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true, because what I think was going to happen, because this is a theory time combined, so we're going to have theories spread out in our review. That's just how it's going to go. What I think they could do is have them bring back all of those dead characters probably in, like, the third quarter of the movie, and then Thanos getting really pissed off because they undid all of those, everything that he had done. like let's just say the Avengers undo everything. Thanos hears about it and starts seeing people pop back
Or
up.
like, let's say that the Avengers somehow get a hold of the Soul Stone, reverse everything that happened. Thanos knows that they stole the Soul Stone, but he doesn't know where they are, and he finds them and he gets super mad
And just tears apart Avengers. He like cuz so I feel like a lot of people would be mad cuz if he did that, it wouldn't be as dramatic singular characters dying as Gamora dying was in Infinity War. Like if he just backhands Star-Lord into the wall and just kills him right then and there, smashes down on Hulk or something, it wouldn't be as heavy as a death. But I feel like I would be okay with that if they had all like at the end, let's say like Spider-Man, Black Panther, Drax, Hulk, a couple other people take him down, and then all the rest of the Avengers that are alive just look around and like actually, you know, have like a couple death scenes with like Iron Man and Cap or whatever, and then really, I you know what I mean. I'd be okay with them killing off tons of characters and not giving them big dramatic deaths, you know. But I don't know. But the three times I cried during this movie were first off when Loki died, because why I really like what really brought that home for me, I guess, is it's like Marvel passing the torch of the best MCU villain, because in my eyes, before this movie, Loki was the best MCU villain. He basically passed the torch to Thanos, and
through his own death.
yeah, and seeing Loki like just in so much pain and stuff, because for a lot of the time since before or everything before Ragnarok, I hated Loki. I thought Loki was such a good villain, but he's so bad and, you know, only cares for himself. But after Ragnarok, I really like started to actually care for him, and then he just not even 10 minutes into the movie, he's dead, which really solidified that this movie is gonna be rough, and it really was. Did you cry during Loki?
Yeah, I cried with Heimdall as well.
Yeah,
Heimdall
Heimdall wasn't as big for me just because, I mean, I like him, but he's not.
Well, I mean, it's sad because Thor has nothing left.
Yeah, he's
like he doesn't have anything left. He's the last Asgardian.
But they said that some of them got away. The last royal Asgardian, we should say.
Yeah.
But then the second time I cried was with Gamora's death, and that is arguably the second best scene I have like movie scene that I've seen in a movie. Period.
What's the first?
Logan.
Oh.
That just held so much weight to it for me, and seeing Gamora realize that the only thing Thanos cared about was her was absolutely horrifying for me to watch. And it really, it was very emotional for me to see that, with Guardians of the Galaxy being my favorite MCU characters, seeing them have to lose her and just I didn't even think about Star-Lord until he started figuring out and, like, knocked him out or whatever, you know? That's something else that, like, where the comedy didn't fit, in my opinion, was when, he said, where's Gamora? Who's Gamora? I'll do one better. Why is Gamora? That really, like, I didn't like that. I mean, I thought it was funny, but it felt a little out of place for me. As well as...
Seemed like having a knife thrown at your chest, and then when they ask all those questions, it's like pushing it in deeper.
Mm-hmm.
When they're joking about it, but they don't know.
Yep. Mantis's line, take name, was it?
Take names, kick ass. No, kick names, take
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something I didn't feel was out of place. The not invisible woman, the invisible thing,
Hi, Drax.
I really liked.
Damn it.
That was good. Really, the Guardians, anything with the Guardians.
I really liked the introduction with the Guardians. Where they were singing Rubber Band Man. Oh, that was amazing. Man.
Oh, because before I was talking to my dad, I'm like, if they don't play any of, like, Star-Lord's music or any, like 80s music or whatever, I am going to be utterly disappointed. And they played it, and I looked over at my dad and smiled. I don't know.
Sing it, Drax. And he's sleeping.
Groot was also... I really liked Groot in this movie.
I liked the Stormbreaker scene.
Yeah.
Because Groot, like,
More power, rabbit.
Well, I mean, up to this point, Groot really didn't, like... I mean, he didn't necessarily, like, do anything.
He didn't do anything.
He placed the bomb on Ego, but that's about it.
Yeah, because Groot has been...
I mean, like, this whole movie, Groot, all he's doing is playing on his game. And then when he realizes, I need to do this for, like, the better of the universe.
Yeah.
And he decides to do it even though it might cause him a little pain with the scorching metal.
Yeah.
He does it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knows that Thor's dying.
Yep.
And he knows that it's going to be for the better of the universe. Which it turns out it kind of wasn't.
Well, whenever I think about theories and stuff of how this movie could have gone better, I always think of that line where Doctor Strange says, I looked at over 3 million, whatever,
14 million.
14 million possibilities. How many did we win? 1. This is literally the only way this movie could have gone where they win. Where they will win.
Yeah, we're in the end game now.
Mm-hmm.
Theory time.
Alright.
Avengers 4, Endgame.
Yeah. I don't know if I like that name as much.
I definitely like it more than Disassembled, I'll tell you that.
I do too. I would be fine with them calling
I understand where they
Endgame.
come from Disassembled, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, well, like, I feel like they could have chosen better than Disassembled.
I feel like reassembled.
They're not necessarily, like, disassembled, they've just been taken away from each other. They didn't decide to disband the group like Bruce Banner's line, the Beatles.
I feel like...
They didn't choose to do it. Because Disassembled implies that they chose to break apart.
I feel like from the point of the end of Age of Ultron up to the end of Civil War is really the point where they disassembled. They're already disassembled.
Yeah.
I feel like a better title for Avengers 4 would be Avengers Reassembled. Because the original 6 would be coming back together. And they would all be...
together.
Yep.
You know?
Also, that one theory where Black Widow and Steve had a child where she grabbed her stomach, like, and how she ran to Steve first, not Bruce, and when they said awkward because Natasha and Steve are a thing. So she's in sterile.
She's sterile.
Sterile. Yes, sterile, where she can't have kids.
Yeah.
How would they undo that?
Captain America has a super soldier serum.
That's what I was gonna say.
That doesn't affect his bones, Brigham.
Super soldiers. That almost got not PG for a second.
So, I mean, if you're under the age of, let's say if you're under the age of 10, don't listen to this next part, okay? 3, 2, 1. Super soldier serum affects his sperm.
Yeah, basically. And it could, with that...
I mean, it altered his genetics, so why shouldn't it alter hers as well?
That's true. The super soldier...
Because if it's,
because it's in his DNA.
And, and that means it's in his sperm, and if they, I feel like
but I feel like the baby would not be
registered as
a super soldier, though.
Yeah.
I doubt it would be a super soldier. It would
I understand that, but I'm not. I'm
but
not.
It could with regular people who can have kids, I feel like it would speed up the process of the baby's development and growth.
So maybe that's why it was taken out, because it's speeding up, and so it's finally registering as a member of the population.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Because maybe the thing is that it grows at an accelerated rate, but it doesn't show for Natasha. It doesn't show.
Show as she's pregnant. But that's the best Infinity War theory I have seen, and I'm 100% believer in that. All right,
can we review the members of the Black Order now?
Yes.
They should not have died.
I 100% agree. That is one of
that's the if not one, then the only reason that this movie was not a 10 out of 10.
Kind of. Probably there's two reasons this movie isn't a 10 out of 10 for me, because all the deaths at the end felt meaningless. Sure, I bawled my eyes out when Peter died. That's the third time where I cried, by the way.
Peter Parker, not Peter Q.
Yeah, Peter Parker. Frick. Yeah, that's my complaint, but I feel like all those deaths don't have as much weight as they would if they weren't coming back.
Yeah.
As well as, my second reason is the entire Black Order is dead.
The only one that I am acceptable is Cole Obsidian. That's the only one that I'm accepting.
To be dead?
Yeah, because of the whole Hulkbuster arm.
Yeah.
Sending him to the show. That's it. That's the only one else. Ebony Maw, oh my god.
He should be alive.
He's one of the smartest people ever.
Flipping a teenager taking something from a movie would not...
A teenager and a 40-year-old beat him.
Yeah. And he's one of the smartest people in the universe. And that's it? Ebony Maw, by the way, is probably my favorite character in this movie.
Yeah.
Because he's so thought out and just amazing. Besides Thanos. Because Thanos was really good. How did Proxima Midnight get ran over by their, thing?
That's the whole, Scarlet Witch thing.
Yes.
She's literally about to kill Black Widow, which would have been amazing.
If they would have killed her off.
And then Scarlet Witch just pops down and goes, whoop, like she's on a fishing line. And just gets ran over by some outright.
That is stupid. But I feel like that would kill her. 100%. Ebony Maw probably...
I feel like it would have been better if she would have at least stabbed Black Widow before dying.
Yeah, definitely. But like, what she, if like she had her thing. Oh, that sounded bad. Um, if she had her spear, like in her,
like she did to Corvus,
then,
then it would have been more.
It would have been
acceptable.
like she's like sitting there like gloating to her like, that's right, you're dead, and then Scarlet Witch does it to catch her off guard, because I feel like Proxima Midnight would not have like she would have noticed Scarlet Witch coming in, because she's there.
Well, look, so when they open the barrier, and Scarlet Witch does pop down, and Proxima Midnight knows it because she says she's on the field.
Yeah.
So like, what the?
Pay attention. You're not gonna be like off guard when you're going to stab someone.
She's like a trained. Proxima Midnight's like a trained like an assassin almost.
Yeah. Also,
Corvus Glaive was.
I didn't realize he was dead though.
Neither did I.
Like, I was like, wait, where's Corvus Glaive? Shouldn't he be here in the Battle of Wakanda? Now that I think about it, the Black Order, besides Ebony Maw bringing the Time Stone to Titan, literally did nothing to help get the stones. Literally nothing.
Corvus Glaive did a little bit by stabbing Vision in the head, but that's about it.
Not head, stomach, but that's about it.
No. Head.
Oh.
At
Is that what weakened him?
At least he tried.
That's true.
Cole Obsidian did a little bit too.
What did Cole Obsidian do?
He fought Iron Man. And he fought,
in the Battle of New York, but that literally, like...
I mean, I think that was kind of stupid because Cole Obsidian, he's this big brute, and he got put to shame by a teenager.
That's true.
Spider-Man, like, whipped a car on him, and he was done for in that battle. That's it.
And...
I did not like Corvus Glaive.
I didn't either. He was my least favorite, for sure. I didn't like really any of the Black Order.
I liked Ebony Maw.
Except
and
Ebony Maw.
Cole Obsidian I liked a lot. Like, a lot.
Ebony Maw was amazing. Like I said, one of my favorite characters.
Should not have died, though.
No.
I feel like Ebony Maw shouldn't have died, and that's about it.
I feel like the others make sense that they're dead.
Except for Corvus Glaive, kind of.
Yeah, that I didn't get that. Like, he got stabbed and then we never saw him again.
Well, like, like, when they are in, Scotland, when they attack Wanda and Vision, he gets stabbed there, but he doesn't die. He's full strength again.
He got stabbed there. I thought that's what killed him.
No.
What killed him?
He got stabbed in Wakanda by Vision.
He was in Wakanda?
Yeah.
Frick, I didn't even notice.
I did make a joke during Wakanda, though, because when they were running towards the Outriders, and Captain America was passing everyone, I turned to Buckley and said, "On your left."
Oh my heck.
I don't feel like Falcon was necessary in this movie.
I do not either. I liked how Falcon and Rhodey were good friends, though.
Yeah.
How
I kind of thought it was sad how Rhodey was looking for Sam at the end, like, because that they were tied if Rhodey's looking for Sam and nobody else.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Rhodey and Tony used to be best friends, and he's not even worried about where Tony is.
Yeah.
And he's worried about Sam, so that was kind of a sad point. Falcon had 2 minutes of screen time.
He was not at all necessary in this movie. I'm
trying to think of the one character that had only a minute of screen time.
Wong. Even Wong had more than flippin' Falcon.
And I like
Mantis. Wong. Mantis had minimal.
She had quite a bit, actually.
I don't remember her having a lot. With her on top of Thanos.
That was at least 3 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, this...
I think it was pretty stupid how they just disregarded Ant-Man and Hawkeye.
I do too. They're like,
they just went home to their families. Like, you're like, you have like the greatest villain of all time, and you're like disregarding every ally you have. Like, you're disregarding like two amazing factors of the Avengers franchise. But like, if you think about it, like they kind of need them. Like, you don't disregard people when you need them to fight the biggest man in the biggest villain ever.
I feel like there would have been. There's already so many characters in this movie, and that was
I don't care if Hawkeye had 30 seconds of screen time. He should have been in the movie. I don't care if Ant-Man had one line of dialogue. We never even saw him. We just heard his voice. I don't give a shit. Alright?
There's so many characters in this movie, and I feel like they did not do a great job of balancing everyone who is in it. Like, Captain America?
Wakanda was the worst. Wakanda was the worst on balancing.
Oh, yeah.
Titan was perfect.
I loved Titan. Titan was amazing.
So was the Nidavellir, where they went and get the hammer. That was perfectly balanced. But once
Wakanda was the problem.
It was worse.
And then once they added Thor and Rocket, it got way too.
Because they just focused on Thor after that point.
After that point, no.
After that point, they focused on only Vision and Thor.
My main and Scarlet Witch, but
yeah,
my not my main gripe, but something that pisses me off so freaking bad. Captain America did all next to nothing. I barely remember Captain America saying anything besides to Bucky. He did so little. I was so hyped to see him in the trailer, and I thought this is going to be a movie about Iron Man and Captain America.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I'm excited about Avengers 4, because he's going to have a lot of screen time.
Captain America, I felt, was way disappointing. Oh, I thought it said Thanos demands your silence instead of Infinity War. But, sorry, I was looking at his phone case. Captain America really didn't do enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He felt shoehorned in, if you know. I don't know, but I know.
13 Reasons Why is
Gamora. So.
All right, can we go over the behind the screen director's reveal, who died and who survived off screen?
Yes.
Can we go over that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, first order of business, Howard the Duck, he's alive.
Hallelujah, Howard the Duck, alive and well.
I would have personally found Anthony and Joe Russo. If he had died, I would have personally choked them out. I would have found them and personally choked them out. Alright, we got the Jane Foster potential spoiler. So she clearly has something to do to the plot of Avengers 4.
Thor girl.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
If they do Thor girl, I'm giving up on the MCU.
Betty Ross is gone. Nobody liked her anyway.
I forgot Betty Ross was a character. Exactly.
Oh, but I forgot General Ross was in Infinity War, so I wonder how he's dealing with that.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Is General Ross alive?
That's what I was just about to think about.
Because he can't deal with it if he's dead.
Korg and Meek, spoiler, for Avengers 4.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they're not dead.
I hope so too. I hope they're.
Shuri, that's a spoiler.
Okay.
Not my girl. Not my princess.
The only Disney princess I care about.
Yeah. Nakia, she's on missions.
So she's alive? Does it say spoiler?
No, it just says she's on missions, but it doesn't really clarify anything. She's on missions.
Doesn't really explain much. So she's probably alive.
She could have been on a mission and perished.
That's true.
Ned, that's a spoiler.
That's Spider-Man. Spider-Ned. Spider-Ned.
Yes.
That's what Homecoming 2 is gonna be, Spider-Ned.
Ned trying to find Peter. Oh, my heart.
Oh.
My heart.
Goes to school on Monday.
My heart. My heart. Aunt May's alive. Oh, thank God. Lady Sif is gone. Forgot she was even
even a character.
Oh, Galaga guy. He's gone.
Who?
Galaga guy. The guy from Avengers who was playing Galaga on his computer.
Oh, yeah.
He's gone.
Gal.
He was minutes away from beating his record score. What are you doing, bro?
We see. Fine.
You saw. Kraglin's alive.
Hallelujah.
I love Kraglin. And the Asgardian actor that played Loki in Thor Ragnarok, played by Matt Damon, is dead.
Bless his heart. My condolences go out to his family. I know you're listening. Okay.
Alright, I got a theory while we're kind of on the topic of Black Order.
Uh-huh.
So you know how they didn't have Supergiant in the film?
Supergiant.
Part of the team. The actual Black Order.
Uh-huh.
I have a theory that why she's not in the movie. Okay, so, you know, what do you want?
Put him on speaker. We can have him on the podcast.
Okay.
Hi, Lucas.
Alright, bye.
What did he want?
He's like, oh, so, oh, wait. Never mind.
Lucas is our friend.
Alright.
You'll never get to meet him because we've decided he will never be on the podcast.
Alright, here's my theory. So, the end of Avengers, when Tony throws the missile in the portal, it hits that big ship. What if Supergiant was on it and died?
Mm-hmm. It was a nuke, not a missile.
It was a nuclear missile.
Well, you just proved me wrong now, didn't you? I went to look at my wrist to see what time.
Watch out for those wrist rackets.
Okay, so, to wrap up this episode, I want to go over, there's a website that you can go to called www.didthanoskill.me, and it basically will tell you your fate. If, with this snap of Thanos, if you died or if you survived. We're going to go over what happened with us. Chance, what did you get?
I was spared by Thanos.
And I was killed by Thanos for the good of the universe, mind you.
For the good of my universe, my butt.
Hey, at least I get to be dead with, like, Elizabeth Olsen. And
at least I get to stay alive with Karen Gillan.
A bald Karen Gillan. But anyway, that I think is gonna wrap up our show. Make sure to go watch our news podcast. This podcast right here is going to be unedited. So everything you hear is in the final cut. Well, of course it's in the final cut, but we actually talked about everything. There's nothing you're missing from this, mainly because I don't want to edit these and the conversations flow a little bit better if I don't edit them. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Marvel Monday Reviews, bringing you visual jokes on an audio podcast since
1973.
See you guys.